It seems as if you're trying to be accepted into spaces that you don't even want to be a part of. This is what my therapist said to me, and this is something. This is a revelation that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Let's get into it. So I want to go back to childhood. 11 years old, I had to transfer schools because my parents split up. I went from being very popular just by being my authentic self. Can wear what I want to wear my hair anyway. I wouldn't get ridiculed, criticized, nothing. I was still very, very, very much liked just for being myself. Transferring schools in the fifth grade really, really changed that for me because everything that I was praised for, everything that I was loved for, admired for, was shunned. It was chastised, it was criticized, ridiculed, judged. And it was something that really restructured my 11-year-old brain. So I don't know about you, but at this time, when you're a child, for a good majority of us, wanting to be accepted and wanting to fit in is really the main goal for a lot of us. I mean, besides school, I know I had to be in school just because that's what I had to do, but I still wanted to be accepted. And coming from a space where, I had best friends, I went to parties, I was invited to birthday parties, to being completely shunned for essentially not fitting in. Where I moved to was very materialistic. Okay, it was all about the name brands. What at this time it was Gucci, it was Baby Fat, Nike ones, Air Force Ones, all of that. I didn't really box myself, put an image on myself to try to fit in. Um, because I didn't care. Like shoes were shoes, pants. Like I didn't care about the name brand stuff. But of course, at that time I didn't. And of course, I tried to pressure my parents into getting me stuff, but they were like, "No, you don't really need that. Like that's too much." And they were right. And it wasn't something, I didn't hold a grudge against them for it. I was just like, "Cool. I mean, if I can't get it, what am I supposed to do? I'm 11 years old." And I was fine with it. But the issue was I didn't belong, essentially. They wanted to curse, smoking, it, intimacy. I wasn't with all that. Like, I'm still a child. I was still watching Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. People saying it's baby stuff, etc., etc. Like, it just wasn't for me. But it restructured my 11-year-old brain to essentially make me believe that being myself is not safe. Being myself is not enough. So instead of trying to conform my image, I just withdrew. I withdrew within myself. I became antisocial because I was always criticized for whatever I would say because I didn't roast, talking shit. Like I didn't grow up around that. So I didn't know I didn't have good comebacks essentially. When somebody came at me, I didn't have good comebacks because I didn't have to learn how to do that. I wasn't around a group of people who sat around and talked stuff about each other all day. Like, I was living my childhood life. Like, we painting our nails. We're talking about maybe what boys we think are cute, the celebrity boys, but that's like, I'm not grown or whatever. Like, I wasn't trying to be too grown for my age, essentially. Right? So, I withdrew from society within myself. And that lasted for about 20 years. It's 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. I really believe there was a problem with me, and it didn't really help that I didn't try to. Like I was the type of person that would reject people before they rejected me first. Essentially, attempting to keep me safe, of course, because at that time I had no idea that there was nothing wrong with me. I was just in the wrong space. And it took me 20 years to even realize that. Even after I graduated school and I was no longer around classmates, dealing with coworkers. My first job out of high school, wow, it was just like high school all over again. Like, I'm sure we all know this. We get into these workplaces, it's just like high school. Some people never grow up. Okay, and I'm not going to sit up here and judge and blame them because, again, I've been having this 11-year-old identity in myself for 20 years. But there's not a lot of people who will sit down and be introspective and actually look within to actually try to heal that very immature aspect of themselves. They don't think there's a problem with them. Okay? But the whole point of this matter is realizing how much we do for people that we honestly really don't like. This subject really came about when, I had an incident that put me into therapy that I was talking to, I was telling her about. And it was essentially me being tired of being disrespected. And as I'm explaining my stories and my life stories to her, that's when she told me, she's like, you're trying to be accepted into spaces you don't even want to be a part of. And it really hit me because it's like, well, obviously she's right. I don't even really like, I'm not going to say really, I don't like these people who I'm trying to get to accept me. I don't like them. So the question now is, why do I feel like I need their acceptance? Well, let's go back to my 11-year-old self. All she wanted was to be accepted. She always thought that something was wrong with her because her authenticity was accepted in one place, but it wasn't accepted in another. Realizing that, of course, your authenticity will be rejected, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Everybody doesn't have to like you because you don't like everyone. It's the groundbreaking realization that it is not who you are, it's the spaces you are in. Okay? It is not who you are, it is the spaces that you are in. You have to find those spaces that will accept you. And you know it's out there. Like, I feel for you. Like, we both know people who are like us are out there. Whether, we meet them walking on a corner or even online spaces. I think online spaces are a great way, to meet people with similar interests and make friends, etc. So it really took me a long time to realize that it's not me, it's the spaces that I've been in. And unfortunately, I've been in a lot of shitty spaces, especially with jobs. Like, for me, I like change. I'm not the type of person to stay in a comfort zone for the most part, right? I would unknowingly stay in the comfort zone, but intentionally I wouldn't. Like, when I get tired of something, I'm like, okay, it's time to change, it's time to go. And because of that, I've had plenty of jobs, and man, oh man, when I tell you, didn't really fit in anywhere. I was just always, I was never accepted. I never truly assimilated into those workspaces. Not that I wanted to anyway. So I was just the type of person to stay quiet, stay to myself. I really didn't care about the conversations they were having, like gossiping in a malicious type of way. Like, like if you're listening to gossip, maybe it's something, because gossiping can be informative. Maybe it's something you need to hear. Like, this person is a snitch. They always snitch no matter, you can be doing something right and they'll still stitch on you. Like, that's, important information to know. But let's be honest, a lot of gossip is very malicious and it's very unproductive. And, I want no parts of it. I don't care what she's wearing. I don't care that she's not matching. She's minding her business. I'm trying to mind mine. I'm here to work. It is what it is. So just going throughout these different jobs also, I just never really fit in, essentially. And it did get to me at some point until, I started my inner work journey a few years ago. It's been very potent, very groundbreaking. so many revelations that I've had. This one, honestly, was the biggest one. Like, this was the biggest revelation for me. But what I wanted to say is this: there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your quirkiness, your awkwardness, your loudness, whatever flaw you feel you have. There's nothing wrong with it. You are just in the wrong spaces. And it is up to you to find the right spaces for you to be your true, authentic self. And I swear you will be loved, you will be honored and cherished. Romantic or platonic relationships. Take a step back, okay, and think about the first time you felt rejected for simply being yourself. All right. Just take a look. Other people's opinions are not truths. Okay? Because that defeats the purpose of an opinion. Other people's opinions are not truths. That defeats the purpose of an opinion, because an opinion cannot be true or false. It is just an opinion. But again, I will say this all the time: you are not a child anymore. Just because they said, it's because somebody has a difference of opinion, which they are allowed to have, does not mean that is your fact. You can absolutely reject that. Just like how they rejected you, well, you can reject their ass right back. Because why not? Who's going to stop you? Especially with where you are now, whether you're fully grown or whether you're just getting into, whether you're just turning 18, etc. Stop accepting other people's truths as facts, because they're not. Their thoughts are not facts. How you feel about you is the biggest fact there will ever be. How you feel about you is more important than whatever it is they think. Okay? Whatever it is. Do not be afraid to shine your light brightly. The right people will accept it. You just have to attract them. You can find them, you can attract them, you can do whatever you want to do. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. I want to thank you all so very much for watching to the end. This will be a 3-part series, and in part 2, I will be discussing the psychological reasons or patterns behind the behavior of wanting acceptance from people who don't even value you. I will also be going over some ways to break that habit. So, if you are interested, please hit that subscribe button, share the video, and I'll see you soon.